Hi everyone, it's Gothic Man here. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've done a video. Bringing you from my lounge room slash kitchen, as you can see. So I'm going to, on this rainy, gloomy day as it is, it's a perfect day for filming. I'm going to bring you a video and hopefully be a bit more regular on videos. So I've decided to do the 10 years tag, which is talking about me 10 years previously. So this will be kind of interesting. So the first question is, how old were you 10 years ago? I was 15 years old. I will try and show you a picture. This is me actually 16, but it is generally close enough to me 10 years ago. That was my year 10 formals, so of course I wasn't uber doobly gothy in this because it was the formal, so I was trying to, be a bit more, you know, formally. Here's probably a bit closer to my age because, as you can see, we live on like a farm property, beautiful hillside, sort of gone from there. And that is Lisa, that is my calf that I hand reared. As you can see, living on a property, nice clothes is not always the smartest idea, but I loved it. It was a lot of fun living there as a kid. Um, so yeah, 15 was pretty stressful age for me. I was full of so much anxiety, and I guess I went through a weird hippie goth transitiony stage. I don't really have pictures of that here, but because my best friend was hippie, very hippie upbringing, so of course I was trying to, I was her friend. We were best buds, and I was best friends with her sister as well, who was a goth. So that's half where I got the hippie and the goth thing happening at the same time. So that was kind of interesting and fun. So who was my romantic interest at that time? Oh, this one is a bit of a thinking. Tall, dark, and handsome. The guy's name was Jay, and he was literally that tall, dark, handsome, mysterious type. He used to pretend and say he was a vampire. So, of course, yes, cliche. But at the time, I was head over heels until I found out that he had another girl on the side. So, of course, bad decision on my part, you know. Oh, well, we live, we learn. So, number 3 is, where did you live? So, I was half wishing I didn't live with my parents, like all teenagers do at this age. But as you can see, lived in like a property, 33 acres, if you want to go very specific on the details. And this is a better idea. Built a house. This was when I was a kid, so as you can see, it's just, a property farm type thing. What music did you listen to is number 4. So, I grew up, my dad grew up loving very rock icons like Stanley Clarke, Eric Clapton, the Eagles, Neil Young. So I grew up sort of on his influence of rock music, but I expanded it because I was already having very darky interests. At about 6, I had those interests, like liking horror movies and stuff. So I wanted to seek out music that had more of a darker feel. This is when I first discovered bands like The Cure and Sisters of Mercy. I was just starting to find these bands because I'd just gotten the internet at that stage. But I also liked bands like mainstream bands like Evanescence, Disturbed, Linkin Park, just because they're the only music I had access to at the time with the radio and, music, TV shows on the weekends. So I didn't really get a chance to get too much into goth rock sort of music, only until other goths would start sharing it to me on the internet back in MySpace day and Vampire Freaks day, so chatting to other people. So number 5 is, what were you doing regarding work or education? So I was still a high school teenager at that time. I was in year 9 at that time, so I had just gotten my confident boost. Like, I'd gotten past the first 2 years of high school and the anxiety. Year 9 sort of was a good year for me. It kind of all kicked in, my confidence, and I was a bit more comfortable with my environment and who I was. Year 10 was just like a fabulous year for me, which was my last year. Um, so I really had a growth change in 2005 when I was in year 9. So I didn't continue on to the last 2 years, which was the HSC, which is year 11, 12. And those are the years you do if you want to go to university, college, TAFE and all that. So I wasn't really interested. I didn't aspire to higher things at that age. I wasn't bothered. In some ways, I regret not doing those years, and other ways, I'm proud of myself because I didn't do them as well. So number 6 is, what made you happiest? Daily bushwalks. So being on a property, school was stressful. I just wanted to be invisible. I had anxiety. So I'd get home from school and I'd be straight down into the bush and having a bushwalk. I'd put my music on, put my headphones on, and off I would go in my own little headspace. That was kind of my way of my escape, and all my stress and worried went away. And I used to really play on my imagination because, I just love nature and how spooky and like the fantasy side of the bush can be to a person, and the creativity as well. That was sort of my creative outlet too, to go for bushwalks. And Vampire Freaks was my home, and it was sort of where I finally interacted with other gothy people in the lakes, because being in Australia, we might have only, there's literally like one goth to each year, or even maybe 2 to 3 goths in a high school. Like, there was like me, and then there was like one person, a senior above me. I never talked to her, and it was really hard to interact with other goths at that time. It's not like we all gathered together and made a group and being really social. So it was more that cut off style, like, type of. So that was really hard. So I didn't have other goths to confide in or to discover a bit more. I had to really search for myself to find what I wanted or what it was. It wasn't until my dad commented one day and said, "Hey, stop being so goth or gothic." And I'm thinking, what what is this term? Like, why are you calling me that? So, and then I had the internet. I had to do a bit of a, Google or Yahoo search back. We're gonna think years ago now. So, and I was like, oh, and it fascinated me to know that my interests and what I've been liking all along actually kind of fit somewhere. So it was a fun discovery year for me, I think. So what annoyed you the most is number 7. My mom. You just do it as a teenager. Your parents just irritate you because you want to grasp your own independence and, branch out from the nest, but it's just not happening. So, popular kids that used to bug me. Yeah, of course. They're quite irritating and annoying. A guy named Jack that used to ask me out every day. That was really annoying because I never knew if he was serious or he's just been playing a joke with me. So this is half how I got the name Feral, because I just got to a point and I'm like, fuck off. You know, I was just sick of it. It's like, come on. Like, why are you hustling? Um, I'm suspecting it's because I've always been large in the busk area. I'm an F to E cup, so I'm guessing that was the whole appeal of him irritating me, just because of my, how big I am. So, number 8 is, who is your best friend? It was Tess at the time, and she's still my best friend. That has never changed. We have fought, we've fallen out, we're still friends to this day, and she's just fabulous. She was my hippie friend, and she's still just a wonderful person that lights up a room. You can't help but to love to be around Tess. She also reminds me a bit of Leah Mouse, like that personality is very similar. Um, so number 9 is, do you regret doing anything 10 years ago? Yes, I have a lot of regrets and things that I don't want to talk about, kind of regrets. Um, but that's life, and it's all about the learning curve and how you overcome your regrets. Number 10, what was a popular trend back then? MySpace, Dolly and Cosmo magazines. My friends used to get them a lot. A lot of bad fashion. And what people used to do to jazz up school uniforms, because we had a uniform, so people would get like material belts to put around their waist to give some colour. Um, Ballet flats started coming in a little bit, but we had really weird Converse-y looking ballet flats at the time. What's another one? There's just belts. That's when belts under the boobs came in. I thought they looked horrible when people wore them with their uniforms. Like, oh my god, that looks awful. Um, I just stuck to fishnet gloves and, bracelets. Oh yeah, and lots of bracelets. Some people would just wear millions of bracelets and come fuck me bands, if you remember those. Like, they were coloured bands, and if they broke, it was a different sex position or whatever. That was bizarre too, that trend. So number 12, if you could go back and give yourself advice, what would you say? Dear 15-year-old me, first I would kick you for thinking that you're not pretty or beautiful or you were fat. Because seriously, I was not fat. Now I am, just from having 2 kids. Like, um, self-confidence, I wish I had more self-confidence and I'd found it at that time, because my poor eyebrows hit me, because I used to have a real bad anxiety where I'd just sit here like this playing with my eyebrows to the point that I'd wear them off, and I didn't even know I was doing it. It was just an anxiety trigger for me until someone commented saying, why are you doing that? I didn't even realize I was doing it. So please, there's a person in your life that's, pretty much, there's a person in your life that's going to teach you a lot and really change your perspective of yourself. Please listen to her a lot more, spend a lot more time with her. She will die of cancer 5 to 6 years later after that, and she was such an important person and an inspiration to my life. Last thing I'm going to say is, you regret a lot of things and wish you didn't do them, and you're going to lose a little bit of your own self-respect for it, and it's going to take you 5 years to get over that. So that is my, my advice for myself. 13, how did you see the world? At 15, I was invisible. I just wanted to breeze through high school. I did not want to be ignored. I just wanted to get through this. Um, no one understood me because of my interests were so different and out there. Um, so, and I had way less worries than I realize now. 14, what were some of your hobbies? At 15 was my music, so playing bass guitar, a little bit of piano. So music was very big for me. Bushwalks, vampire freaks, horror movies, and spooky stuff, of course. Like I'd go to the library to get books and, get away from it all. So as you do. So 15, which is the last question, is how are you different and how have you changed? I think I've changed quite a lot. Like, I've found myself confidence, and I understand that I am beautiful inside out. I've got all that inner confidence that I never had, and I've got that grunt about me just to not let people walk all over me anymore. I think that's from being a mum and having 2 kids with autism has taught me to take that. So I'm way better with fashion and style and my own Gothy style and what works with me, what suits me, what doesn't. So I love that part about it. Mm, you know, like still keeping my Gothic interests strong, and that's never sort of gone away. Um, you know, and I'm just enjoying my kids more. I still have anxiety issues. I think I'll always have that, but they're not at that point. Like I haven't rubbed my eyebrows for like 12 years now probably. So yeah, that was the 10 years tag. So I guess later I might do the, now tag. So what's happening now? But I've got other great videos in the works. But for now, I will show you more pictures of me as an angsty teenager. Just got to find a good one, as you can see. I didn't take a lot of photos back then either because I was so shy and unsure. It's just like, no photos. It's a black and white one. So, there's me having fun. It's not a very good photo. Yeah, having a lot of fun. That was the dress, the formal dress. Like the face is awful, but it was backless, and it had really witchy flow to the bottom. That's why I wanted this dress. I only paid $50 for it too. I didn't even go all that crazy on a dress. So I was like, $50 dress, yeah, let's do that. Let's go. I only wanted to go to the after party anyway. So, this is my end of video. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment, subscribe, whatever you like to do, you can do. Thank you for watching.